Well, good morning, holiday family. This is Granny Patty getting ready to open up her book to lesson 6. We are going to learn about Eastern Screech Owl. That sounds very interesting. So, the sound of the Eastern Screech Owl is one that you might hear late at night when you are trying to fall asleep. It is a common owl, but seldom seen because it is nocturnal, which means it sleeps all day long and hunts at night. Owls, like eagles and hawks, are raptors. Raptors are birds of prey who eat meat, which means other animals, have really good eyesight, hooked beaks, and sharp talons that they use to catch their prey or tear their meat. The eastern screech owl is a small owl that is about the same size as a robin, but much heavier and stockier. It is an owl that has adapted very well to living with and near people, sometimes making its nest near houses, in man-made nest boxes, abandoned buildings, and holes. Today, we are going to learn more about this amazing little owl and what it does while most of the world is fast asleep. Okay, kids, there is an activity break. Look up some pictures of the eastern screech owl. Notice how it can have 2 different colors. What sound does it make? What does the call make you think of? Have you seen an owl before? Do eastern screech owls live near you? If not, what owls live in your region? What do the owls look like? Well, eastern screech owls might not be very tall, but they are stocky, kind of like a walking rectangle of feathers. They have pointed tufts on their head that aren't actually their ears. These tufts make their face easier to identify. They are usually gray, though they can also be red or even brown. Their color depends mostly on their location, so that they can best camouflage, which means hide, with their surroundings. Females are usually bigger than males, which gives us a clue as to their roles. Males tend to be smaller and lighter so that they can swoop down and hunt their prey more effectively, while females are bigger so that they can defend their young. Their size can also vary depending on where they live, but they average about 6 ounces, which is 170 grams, which is about the weight of a medium-sized apple. Wow, they're really small. Owls have ear holes. They are asymmetrical, and that means not in the exact same place on either side. They use this to help them determine exactly where something is. They can even hear an animal moving underneath snow. Because owls have binocular eyesight, they can only see straight ahead. God gave them 14 extra bones in their neck. They can turn their heads about 270 degrees in either direction to help them see around. They have 3 eyelids to protect their eyes, one for blinking, one that comes up from the bottom for sleeping, and one that comes from the inside to the out for cleaning their eyes. They use their incredible hearing and eyesight to help them find food. So what's their diet consist of? Eastern screech owls' diet depends on the season. During the breeding season, they eat lots of insects. They eat lots of insects and grubs such as grasshoppers, worms, moths, beetles, and centipedes. In the winter, they tend to eat larger food such as small rodents, mice or young rabbits, small birds, and small mammals. They are opportunistic hunters, and this means that they will eat whatever they can find, even frogs, lizards, snakes, and fish. Owls are unique because they tend to eat their prey whole. Gulp. They just take it all down. Their stomach digests what it can, but bones, teeth, and fur are compacted into a tight pellet that the owl regurgitates, kind of like coughing up a fur ball. That's kind of funny. The owl has to expel the pellet after it eats so it can eat again. Young owls do not begin creating pellets until they start to eat their food whole. Pellets are a great way for scientists to get clues about what the owl has been eating. The eastern screech owls are found anywhere east of the Rocky Mountains. They range from southern Canada all the way down to Mexico and can live in a variety of habitats. They can live in woodlands and forests, parks, orchards, marshes, meadows, and even in and around man-made structures. They tend to avoid areas populated by other owls, partially because larger owls could eat them. They look for small burrows and holes that are protected from the weather and off the ground. The most popular place being inside woodpecker holes and tree hollows. Now, the eastern screech owl is monogamous, and males and females mate for life, usually coming to the same breeding and nesting grounds year after year. In early spring, the female lays her eggs. She usually has 4 to 6 white eggs, about 1.3 inches long, in a clutch. Remember, the clutch is how many's in the litter, how many babies she has. The female watches over and incubates the egg for about a month, while the male brings her food. Only 50 to 60% of screech owl eggs hatch. Once the baby owls are born, the male brings whole prey to the nest for the female to tear apart for the owlets. It takes about a month for the young screech owls to grow to full size and develop their flight feathers. When they are ready to stretch their wings, mom and dad stop bringing food to their nest to help encourage them to hunt for their own food. The fledgling owls leave the nest and begin hopping and flapping between branches, grouping together. After about 3 to 5 days, they can make short flights, and after 2 weeks, they can keep up with mom and dad. Once they can fly, they stay close to the nesting area while they learn to hunt and are finally on their own around 8 to 10 weeks old. Juvenile owls are ready to mate the next breeding season when they are about a year old and considered mature. Though they can live up to 14 years in the wild, it is not common for them to live that long. Young owls are at their greatest risk from predators. Animals such as possums, weasels, raccoons, snakes, and crows are known to eat the owl eggs. Adult owls are prey for larger raptors, including hawks, and larger owls, including the snowy owl and great horned owl. Parasites can be a cause of death, as well as collisions with cars and windows. Wow, that's very, very interesting. I didn't know other owls ate owls. Okay, students, look at mom. It's time to work in your student notebooks. Always a pleasure. I love you very much. You're in my prayers. Bye.